You are entering a new chapter of your life, a stage of growth, self-respect, and emotional maturity. You have stopped chasing anyone or anything that disturbs your peace. Instead, you are learning to prioritize yourself, to nurture your own soul, and to protect your energy. This transformation within you has not gone unnoticed. The person connected to you, someone who has been a significant part of your journey, is witnessing every subtle shift, every moment of your evolution. They can see how much you've grown, how your energy has changed, and how your light has become even more radiant. To them, you appear calm, balanced, and self-assured in ways you weren't before. Your detachment, once unimaginable, now looks beautiful on you. Your person feels this change deeply. Once, you were the one always reaching out, always offering love and understanding even when it wasn't reciprocated in equal measure. You poured your heart into this connection, hoping they would meet you halfway. But something within you has shifted. You no longer operate from a place of desperation or longing. Instead, you move with peace and grace, understanding that what is meant for you will never require chasing. This newfound confidence in your energy is powerful. It radiates strength and independence. Though your person is still pulling on your energy, hoping to feel your presence, you are no longer as affected as before. You have grown used to grounding yourself and protecting your heart. You sense their energetic pull, but you've mastered the art of observing without reacting. Now, it's their turn to think, to analyze, and to wonder about you. They are experiencing what you once felt, the longing, the confusion, the desire for understanding. It's their time to walk through the emotional terrain that you once had to navigate alone. They are beginning to realize the depth of your love, the purity of your intentions, and the stability you brought into their world. Where once they may have taken your presence for granted, now they feel the absence of your energy like a missing heartbeat. They find themselves replaying conversations, reflecting on moments shared, and wishing they had appreciated you more when they had the chance. In this quiet space of reflection, they have begun to admire your strength. They see how, time after time, you have faced challenges and come out stronger than before. Every lesson you've endured, every cycle that tested your patience, has only made you more resilient. You've learned to heal, to forgive, and to rise again with dignity. What's even more beautiful is that you didn't realize how much of a teacher you've been to them. Through your example, you have taught them patience, self-worth, and the importance of unconditional love. You have shown them what it means to love without losing oneself. Your growth has inspired them in ways they never expected. They are beginning to see life differently, to value emotional connection over pride, and vulnerability over ego. They now recognize that your love was rare, something that doesn't come around easily. It wasn't about control or dependency, it was about seeing the best in someone even when they couldn't see it in themselves. You've left a lasting impression on their heart, and even though you may not realize it, your energy continues to guide them toward becoming a better version of themselves. This person is serious about you. Deep down, they always were, but perhaps they didn't know how to show it before. They are now working on themselves, trying to become more stable and grounded so they can offer you something real and lasting. They understand that love requires effort, communication, and accountability, things they may have struggled with in the past. Your strength and ability to love through the storms have inspired them to try harder, to heal their own wounds, and to build a future where they can meet you as equals. They see you thriving now, moving forward in your life with confidence and grace. You're pursuing your goals, embracing new experiences, and radiating the kind of peace that comes from inner healing. This version of you is magnetic. It draws them in, creating an intense pull they can no longer ignore. While they once felt secure in your affection, they now find themselves yearning for your attention and wondering if they still have a place in your heart. The more you focus on your own growth, the more they are reminded of what they stand to lose. And yet, this realization isn't born from jealousy, it's born from admiration. They can see that you are no longer the same person they once knew. You've evolved, and that evolution demands respect. They are learning that love isn't about possession or control, it's about growth, trust, and mutual understanding. They want to start fresh with you, not by pretending the past never happened, but by acknowledging it honestly. They want to come clean, to share their truth, express their feelings, and make amends for the moments they failed to show up fully. This next phase of your connection is not about chasing or proving worth. It's about alignment, two souls meeting again on higher ground. You have done your part by focusing on your healing, your purpose, and your happiness. Now, it's their turn to rise to that same level. Whether or not you choose to let them back into your life, you can take pride in knowing that your journey has been transformative not only for you but for them as well. You are living proof that self-love is magnetic. You've learned that you don't have to beg for love or attention. You simply need to be yourself, to honor your truth, protect your peace, and continue to grow. The right people will be drawn to that authenticity, and those who truly value you will make the effort to meet you where you are. Your person is beginning to understand this now. They see that the best way to love you is to evolve themselves, to become someone worthy of your heart. And as you continue to rise, you inspire them to do the same, to heal, to love, and to finally become the partner you always knew they could be. I've never met someone who could both liberate me and trigger me in the same breath. You have this inexplicable power over me, one that both scares me and fascinates me. From the very beginning, you made me feel more alive than I ever knew was possible. You brought color into parts of my soul that had been gray for so long. With you, I felt a kind of freedom I had never experienced before, freedom to be myself, to dream, to love without limits. You made me proud of who I was becoming, simply because you saw me in a way no one else ever had. And yet, in that same light you cast upon me, you exposed the shadows I had worked so hard to hide. You triggered something deep inside me, old wounds I thought had healed, insecurities I believed I had outgrown. Suddenly, all those buried fears resurfaced, fear of not being enough, fear of being too much, fear of being abandoned just when I allowed myself to be seen. It was confusing to feel so alive in one moment and so vulnerable in the next. Part of me wanted to embrace that growth, but another part wanted to retreat, to build walls again, to protect myself from the intensity of what I was feeling. There were moments when I wanted to shut down completely, to hide my emotions and never speak to you again, just so I could find peace in the silence. But the truth is, I could never find peace in pretending you don't exist. I'm tired of this cycle, this endless loop of closeness and distance, love and fear, connection and withdrawal. It's exhausting, and I know it's unfair to both of us. The truth is, I never truly wanted to let you go. Even in my most guarded moments, even when I tried to convince myself that walking away was best, there was always a part of me holding on. You became a part of my thoughts, my routines, my dreams. And that's what makes this so hard, because how do you let go of someone who feels like they are woven into your very being? You need to know that this isn't about you doing something wrong. It's about me needing to heal the parts of myself that still bleed when touched. You didn't create my wounds, you just revealed where they were still open. And for that, I can't blame you. If anything, I'm grateful. Because your presence has forced me to look at myself more honestly than ever before. I see now that in order to love you the way you deserve, I need to understand and soothe the parts of me that resist love out of fear. I dream about you so often, it feels like your energy finds me even when I'm asleep. Sometimes, those dreams are comforting. Other times, they ache. In those moments between sleep and waking, I can almost feel your touch, hear your voice, and for a fleeting second, everything feels right again. It makes me wonder if you still feel the same way I do. Do you still sense this magnetic pull between us? Do you still feel that same spark that never seems to fade, no matter how much time passes? I've been thinking a lot about what love really means, how it's not about perfection or control, but about surrender and trust. I realize now that I was holding on to pride and ego, thinking they could protect me from pain. But all they really did was build distance between us. I'm ready to let that go. I'm ready to put aside my ego and my fear, to show up for you fully, even if it means being seen in all my imperfections. My love, I want to meet you again, not as two people trying to protect themselves, but as two souls ready to grow together. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work. Because I love you, and only you. No one else comes close. No one else makes me feel seen, understood, and challenged in the way you do. You hold a place in my heart that no one could ever replace, no matter how much time or distance separates us. I've tried to imagine my life without you, and every time I do, it feels hollow, like a song missing its melody. You've become the rhythm in my days, the quiet thought behind every decision, the unspoken name that echoes through my heart. Please, don't give up on me. I know I've made mistakes. I know I've pushed you away when all I wanted was to pull you closer. But I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm doing the work to heal what's broken inside me, not just for myself, but for us. Because I truly believe we're meant for each other. Not in a fairy tale sense, but in a deeper, soul-level way. We challenge each other to evolve, to face what we fear, to rise above our patterns. That's rare. That's sacred. Don't you still feel it too, the energetic pull between us? That invisible thread that keeps bringing us back together, no matter how far we drift? It's more than coincidence. It's connection. It's love in its truest form, messy, real, transformative. I believe that what we have is worth fighting for, worth waiting for, worth healing for. So here I am, standing in vulnerability, telling you the truth of my heart. I love you, deeply and completely. I'm not perfect, but I'm willing. Willing to listen, to learn, to grow, to stay. I want to build something with you that is rooted in understanding and nourished by patience. Because at the end of the day, you are my home, the place where my soul feels both challenged and at peace. And no matter how complicated it gets, I'll keep believing in the energy that connects us. I'll keep believing in us. You've invested a tremendous amount of time, energy, and love into this relationship, even when things felt uncertain and unstable. You've stood by your partner through emotional highs and lows, moments of silence, and confusing disappearances that left you questioning your worth and wondering where things stood between you. Despite everything, you've held on to the connection because something deep within you told you that it wasn't over, that there was still more to this story. You've sensed that your partner's distance wasn't about a lack of love, but rather something within them that they were struggling to face. This month marks a turning point in that journey. Your partner is reaching a place of emotional clarity that they haven't experienced before. They're beginning to recognize the weight of their own fears, doubts, and insecurities, the very things that have kept them stuck and prevented them from moving forward with you. For a long time, they've been trapped in a cycle of avoidance, unsure of how to confront their own emotions. It wasn't that they didn't care, it was that caring so deeply scared them. They were afraid of vulnerability, of opening their heart completely, and of the responsibility that comes with commitment. But now, those walls they built to protect themselves are beginning to crumble. What's coming will take you by surprise. You may have already begun to detach emotionally, convincing yourself that it's time to move on, yet, just when you least expect it, your partner is preparing to return. They're ready to speak their truth, to explain everything that left you confused, hurt, and doubting their intentions. Before it's too late, they want to make things right. They realize that silence can no longer protect them from their own guilt or the possibility of losing you forever. This time, their return isn't about a brief reunion or temporary comfort. It's about transparency, revealing the real reasons they kept you at arm's length, why they avoided your calls and messages, and what has been happening behind the scenes in their emotional world. For months, your partner has been struggling internally. They felt the loss of your presence, even if they didn't show it outwardly. Each time they ignored a message or avoided a conversation, they felt the sting of regret. They tried to distract themselves, but no matter where they turned, nothing could replace the bond they share with you. Others may have tried to get their attention, but it never went anywhere. Their heart simply wasn't available to anyone else. Now, they're beginning to understand that running away only made things worse. It left them feeling empty and disconnected, not only from you, but from themselves. They're tired of living in that emotional limbo. The thought of losing you permanently has become too heavy to bear. They are no longer interested in half-hearted connections or superficial attention from others. Their focus is solely on you, the one person who truly knows their heart. This awakening is pushing them toward a decision they've long avoided, to step fully into commitment. They are realizing that love isn't something to fear, it's something to honor and protect. Your partner knows they've put you through a lot. They're aware of the nights you stayed up wondering why they pulled away, the days you felt ignored, and the moments you doubted their sincerity. That awareness is haunting them now. They can see how their indecision and silence may have made you question everything you once believed about this connection. This realization has sparked a sense of urgency within them, a deep desire to make amends before it's too late. They want to prove, not just through words but through consistent actions, that they are ready to show up and do things differently. When they come forward, expect a level of emotional honesty you may have never seen from them before. They'll open up about their fears, their mistakes, and the lessons they've learned from losing your trust. They're ready to take accountability for their actions, not to gain sympathy, but to rebuild the foundation of honesty that your relationship needs to thrive. This is their way of saying they want to grow with you, not away from you. The energy surrounding this reconnection is one of healing and transformation. Both of you have changed in ways you might not fully realize yet. You've learned how to value yourself, to set boundaries, and to demand the love you deserve. Meanwhile, your partner has been learning what it means to be emotionally responsible, to face their own wounds instead of running from them. This alignment is what's finally allowing the relationship to move towards something solid and meaningful. As they rush back into your life, it's not out of impulse or desperation. It's because they finally see what you've seen all along, that your connection is rare, and that genuine love requires courage. They're ready to open up emotionally, to show you the depth of what they feel, and to reassure you that this time, their intentions are different. They're no longer afraid of being seen for who they truly are. This next phase of your relationship could be the most honest and fulfilling chapter yet. It's built not on illusion or fear, but on understanding and truth. The journey hasn't been easy, but it's leading both of you to a place where love can finally flow freely, grounded, committed, and real.